always want to say thank you, man, because y'all don't really have to take the time to do this type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like y'all already get in the ring, put on a show for everybody. They have to sit
Yeah.
there and answer a whole bunch of questions, man. I know how that could get probably on y'all's nerves, man. Being honest, show like you sit there answering questions. I've always wanted to ask, man. Sit there answering questions, especially directly right after the fight. That type of shit bother y'all? Like, or are y'all just kind of like, it's just a part of the business?
Nah, yeah, it's just part of the business. Like I feel like I only get annoyed with it when like I'm cutting weight, but other than that, yeah, I like part of it.
Cutting that weight make you aggy, huh?
Especially when people be asking like the same questions and shit like that. You gotta keep saying the same thing over. So
Yeah, no doubt. Um, so I didn't say this when I was messaging you on Twitter, man. Um, some of this stuff I like to do these. Like I said, when I talk to Coach Anthony, um, I take some of this stuff back. I'm 15 years in the military, man.
so
I
yeah,
I know the baby face, um, but I take some of this stuff back, man, and some of the stuff that y'all say, I take it back to the troops, man. Let them guys hear some of the inspirational stories and stuff like that, man. I've been around boxing for about 25 years now. Um,
and
so obviously I wanted to throw that out there so you kind of get a sense of all of the audience you're talking to. You know what I mean? Um,
yeah,
but kind of want to start. Obviously, you just had a big win over Jesse Magdaleno this
right,
past weekend. So it looks sharper than I have ever seen you, man. Like I'm a big fan. I've been following your career, man, for a while. Um,
appreciate
what and then you hit Twitter right after the fight. I'm sure y'all probably go check Twitter, see who's mentioning y'all, all that good stuff.
it.
And
Yeah,
there's people out here like Devin Haney who are saying stuff like, "Man, yo, this guy, he's sharp, man." How does that feel to put on a display like that, and then hop on the socials and you got you know what I'm saying, an undisputed champion who's mentioning you?
yeah. I mean, Devin, he been showing love though. Like, he that's not the first time he posted about me. Like after one of my fights, so like he been showing love, and it was one of my fights. He even like came up to me at my fight, like after I fought, and he showed love then. So yeah, Devin, like he been showing love for a little while now. So like, but it's always good for like other top boxers to give you your flowers and things like that. So
Yeah, no doubt. He's got a big fight coming up here soon too. So,
yeah,
how you think he's gonna do in that? Him and Loma.
I think he gonna outbox Loma. I think it's just gonna be an easy fight.
Big,
Yeah,
long, yeah.
yeah, both fast too. I think he fast. Got good defense, and Loma just not gonna be able to do whatever he want to do in there. So
So,
I'm definitely going with Devin.
so obviously a few fights ago, you add my guy Coach Anthony to the
Yeah,
team.
yeah,
And I've seen people say, man, like, yo, his like Raymond Ford's ring generalship, his footwork, you know, just his overall confidence, man, just seems like it's sky it's through the roof right now. You know what I'm saying? How much
yeah.
of that is because of what Coach Anthony has brought to the team, or is this Raymond Ford saying, "Look, I got a whole new focus." You know what I'm saying?
I think it's a little bit of everything. I'm focused more. Uh, at the same time when he came, when I brought him into camp, I started leaving for my camps. So it's like it's a little bit of everything. Like I do half of my camp home, Coach Ant, and then my coach Reg, and then I leave for my second half and go with Terry Stevenson and Shakur Stevenson. I go, spend time with those guys over there. So it's a little bit of everything, but Coach Anthony definitely is a major part in why I've been dominating and looking so good lately. So
What had he what type of perspective has he brought that was different than before?
just he just keep me to stay to my like stay being myself, like stick to my style, stick to what works best for me, and he just always instill that in me and tell me to stay on my jab, and like I'm a boxer, so he basically just tell me to be a boxer, don't try to be a banger and brawl and try to impress the crowd and all this other stuff. He always tell me to stay focused and just do what I do. and that's how like my last few fights, it just been so easy. Like when he in the corner, he just keep me focused and get me like he just get me to stick to what makes me me.
Hey, look, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I seen the way you was kind of hanging in the pocket with Magdaleno, and it looks like if you decided you wanted to bang, man, you could bang if you wanted to. Um,
Yeah,
and you mentioned it, man. You mentioned going over there in camp with Shakur and Keyshawn and them guys. Yo, what is that experience like?
it just feel like the amateurs all over again. Like it bring me back to those days where it's just nonstop competition, and you just always want to outwork the others. And everybody in the camp is great, so you can only be great when you're trying to outdo greatness. So yeah, it just like I said, it felt like the amateurs all over again. Like in the beginning of my pro career, it was just me doing things by myself, not really having other boxers that's working beside me and motivating me, things like that. I just had to get that motivation for myself. But when you got other people that's doing the work with you, and they pushing you, you can only get better from that.
No doubt, man. So you got fights, man, that are in your weight class that are happening. Some big ones right now. I think Mauricio Lora, he's going to be fighting Lee Wood again for the WBA, which I think you're ranked number two in for that strap. I think who was it? Luis Alberto Lopez is fighting Mick Conlon for the IBF. I think you're ranked number six for that one. Does
Oh, they
e-
moved me up.
they moved you up?
I wasn't even looking at the rankings, but shit, I mean, they some good fights, but I'm not like really looking forward to fighting Michael Collin and Lopez, because I'm only planning on getting the WBA title and then moving up after I get that. So my main focus is the WBA route.
Oh, no doubt. So you'll be watching. Are you going to go? I think I see you put it out on Twitter whether you should go and attend that fight or not. Are you thinking about going out there ringside, pull a little get in the ring, call out type deal?
Uh, I only thought about going because my manager want me to go, but I don't know though. We're gonna have to see. We'll see.
No doubt, man. I'm gonna be looking for you, man. I'll be looking for you ringside. Yo, so looking at your last three fights, right? I think combined, I think they're like 63, 2-1. So most people would be like, man, yo, like this guy's moving like outrageously fast.
Yeah.
Is that your way of sending a message to the rest of the division, or is that your way of saying, look, man, I can't hang around here too much longer. This weight thing is getting difficult.
I think first it was like me trying to separate myself from like the other top prospects. That was the first thing. Like, so I'm like, all right, let me what's the way I'm gonna separate myself and make myself stand out? So I'm like, all right, just try to give me like the most experienced guys with the best records, and that's what I've been doing. So I've been fighting like undefeated dudes and other top prospects, and then going to the top contenders now. So that was my first thought of it, like just me trying to separate myself from the other top prospects. But now it's just like I feel like my performance is what's going, like send a message to the world champions and things like that in the division. When how I'm dominating guys and things like that. So I mean, I'm really not. I really don't really focus on that stuff now though. Like I'm just going in to do my job and trying to get to that world title, and then I just do me.
Have you had any conversation with either one of these guys going back to the WBA fight, Mauricio Lora or Lee Woods? Has there been any correspondence between y'all at all? Like, have you told one of them, look, man, like it don't matter which one of y'all win, I'm coming for that head at the end of the day.
Nah, I mean I'm pretty vocal about everything. I ain't getting no response from nobody. Don't nobody really say nothing back. They try to make it seem like I don't exist, I guess. But I mean, but I guess when you just looking at Mauricio Lara, you ain't really looking to worrying about nobody else that's coming up. So I mean, I understand why they not really responded back to me, but I'm here though. They gonna have to see me one way or another.
Do you think that's the case? That you're just like they're like, look, man, I don't wanna talk about this guy. Like he's too sharp. He's too much of a risk.
I mean, it could be the case, but like I said, I think they just more focused on the world title, the champion, and that's how like that's what I'm focused on. I don't really care about nobody who don't got the belt. Like if that was the case, I would be calling out Josh Warrington. He got a big name in the division. I don't care about Josh Warrington. I care about who getting the belt, who fighting for the belt, and who got the belt. So that's what I'm worried about. Lee Wood and Lara, whoever win that, that's what I'm shooting for. I don't really care about nobody else in the division.
Yeah, who would you pick right now for that fight? Obviously, we saw what happened in the first fight. Lee Wood got caught with a good one. But they had a good spirited event going on before. You know what I'm saying? He landed the bomb on him. How do you see part two going?
I thought Leewood was gonna win the first fight, to be honest, but his IQ not as good as I thought it was gonna be to fight Lara, you know. I don't know what it is, but he just somehow he just keep knocking everybody out from over there. But uh I'm gonna go with Lara this time again because I think his IQ Leewood's IQ is not that good.
How would you see fight between you and Mauricio Lora?
I'll box him for 12 rounds. Complete domination. They gonna call it boring, but I'm gonna win.
Is that how is it dealing with that? Because you hear that all the time, especially with guys like yourself, man. You, Haney, even Shakur got called boring, especially after his fight with Nakathia. Like, do y'all just tune that out when on the outside everyone's going, ah man, he's not going to. I mean, you have a 50% knockout ratio. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How do you tune that out and just say, look, man, I'm going ahead at the end of the day and I'm getting this win.
I mean, they love you, then they hate you. You know, one minute they appreciate your performance, like when I knocked out Sicario Lucas, they appreciated that. And then when I outbox somebody like Jesse, they don't appreciate that. But they're not really looking at the type of opponent that I'm outboxing, and like y'all not even looking at how I dropped him twice and I hurt him multiple times in the fight and just completely washed him. Y'all just want me to go in there and be rock'em sock'em robots and give y'all excitement, but I feel like, man, I don't really pay that no mind no more. I just go in there and do what I gotta do to win. Like as long as I'm winning, that's all that matters. Like if I go in there to try to excite y'all and lose, y'all gonna call me a bum and ain't nobody gonna talk about me no more. So as long as I'm winning, that's all that matters. I stay in the business. I stay, at the top and keep going forward. But it's gonna be performances that they're gonna call boring. It's gonna be performances that they're gonna love. It all depends on the opponent that they give me.
So I look, I tell you this: for those who are watching the fight at a deep level, did I remember? I think it might have been in the sixth round. Uh, it was a good check hook right hand, man. It was set up off of a stab jab to the body. It was one of
Yeah,
the cleanest punches I think that had landed
yeah,
all weekend. It was a thing of pure magnificence. It's like, and with that though, the fact that you were fighting the same night as some of the guys that you know shared sparring and training camp with. Obviously, you were on the zone where these other guys were on ESPN fighting with Top Rank. Do you feel driven at all to put on a better performance that night, knowing that them other guys are fighting on the same night?
yeah. I did want to, uh, try to get like put on my best performance, but then again, like we all fighting different opponents and things like that. I mean, as long as we all win and shine and look good, I feel like that's all that matters. But I think I had like probably like the toughest opponent out of everybody, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I mean, we all shine though. That's all that matters. Like it's friendly competition, and that's what I'm saying. Like the competition like that, you can only get better and only excel. So it's good. It's good being around guys like that, and want to outdo them.
I feel that, man. You know, they say rising tides raise all ships, man. So
Yeah,
I and looking at it now, um, obviously a lot of people say, and it's a lot of young guns out here right now. They all want to fight the best in their divisions. Boxing is
yeah,
in really good hands, you know. Um,
yeah.
Last question for you. So obviously, there's a pretty big fight coming up. You know what I'm saying? In about a week, Tank
Yeah,
and Ryan Garcia. Who do you see winning that match, and how?
I got Tank by a knockout. I think early on he might. I don't know. I'm like it's like I be switching it up because I just can see it going so many different ways because it's two good fighters and yeah, it's gonna be a good tough fight. I can see it like early on being like tough for Tank to get in the inside, but then he end up getting to Ryan, touching his body, breaking him down later on, getting a stoppage. Or I can see Tank just going in there like using his IQ, using his defense, his feet, and just really outboxing the taller man, and then eventually setting up the shot to get him up out of there, probably like middle round. So all in all, I feel like Tank gonna win, but I think it's gonna be a good fight.
So, what do you think Ryan has to do at this point? Because I think the majority is that Tank is gonna knock this man out. That's what most people
Yeah,
are saying. Um,
yeah.
what does Ryan have to do to avoid that happening?
I mean, if Ryan had, I see if Ryan could make it a whole lot hard, like easy for himself if he had like good footwork, but he don't really use his legs and his range like that. I think his legs is terrible. I don't think his defense is all that good. I think he got like a lot of good like natural abilities like speed and power and good timing, but as far as like him working on like the skills and the technique, like his like I said, like the legs and his distance and things like that, I don't really see it being a problem if he don't use his legs for Tank.
So, so man, again, thank you, man, for taking the time out. If it's a Saturday, you're a week off of a fight, man. I'd imagine you got to be trying to get some rest and stuff before y'all get back in the camp, right?
Yeah, nah, we about to get right back in the camp, man. I just so yeah, I just got the call like I might be going right back into fight mode. So we
Oh,
gotta stay.
no doubt.
Yeah, so
Something lined up already?
it ain't definite yet, but it's just a little something. I don't know. They putting it out there. They putting it out there. So we just gotta stay ready just in case we lock it in.
Of course. So, one more question for my gamers out there that be watching. Have you heard of a boxing game that's out there right now called Undisputed?
Nah, it's a boxing game.
Yeah.
It just dropped it
Yeah, it's in early access right now on PC.
on PC. Oh nah, yeah, I ain't heard about it.
So they signed like 200 fighters right now to that game.
For real?
Yeah, Shakur's in there. Shakur's in there. Terrence Crawford. Um,
Oh, that new boxing game? I thought it was called something else. Is
it used to be Esports Boxing Club,
yeah,
but
yes, something. Yeah.
have
Damn.
they reached out to you for any
Nah,
interest on being in there?
nah. They ain't reached out to me.
If they did, would you be interested in being in a video game?
Hell yeah, for sure. I, I, my whole city playing the game using me. So I definitely be in the game for sure if they came and asked me.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'd use Raymond Ford in that damn.
They gotta have my speed on 100 though.
Bet.
I gotta be the fastest boxer in the game.
Bet. I'll make sure they see this then.
No cap.
Hey, no doubt, man. Look, appreciate you for coming out. I hope you get that fight, man. I hope you get that fight. Like I said, um, obviously you guys are always willing to to fight the best in the division. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, yeah.
it's a homage to the sport, man, that you guys are willing to get in there with each other, regardless of what I'm saying, all this other political stuff that's out there. You know what I mean? So, if nobody else has said thank you, I'll say thank you.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.
All right, man.